Hello everyone, Ecology here, and welcome to the 10.0 test server. And in this video I'm going to be showing you the AMX 12-ton, the AMX AC Mile 36 Carvon, and the Vickers Mark III. So I hope you enjoy. And here we are with the AMX 12-ton on Stalingrad, and we're going to test the suspension after I look at the jizzle physics. Jiggle. Whoop. Ah, bloop. Bit. Blah, bloop. Bit. Blah, bloop. I think it's fun doing that. And the suspension. Going crazy. Blah, bloop, blah, bloop. Yep, blah, 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 blah. Yep, blah, blah, blah. Now, I love tanks that have the tracks close to the road gear, or the, road wheels, without having a return roller, because it gives it the most flexible track. It's more sexy that way, and I like that. Now, if it had a return roller, then it won't have the same charm as it does, because I like the return roller. Now, let's look at the detail. Let's see, rifling? Yep, that's rifling. Sorry. Very plain. Has a travel lock for the gun. Has a horn. I'm guessing that's a horn. Has a light, a teeny light. Has spare track in the front, which counts as spaced armor, which is fantastic. I can't breathe. Looks like a small machine gun inside the turret. Top of the turret looks pretty bland, and there is an antenna, which is pretty good. Which is good. Antennae is good. Please don't. Awesome. Well, there it is. I want them to reverse. Blue. There we go. Now, as you can see there, the road wheels are, or the track is laying on top of the road wheels, which I adore that. I really do. Well, the drive sprocket matches with the holes on the track very well, which is good. The road wheels look pretty nice itself. And so does the track. Nicely detailed. Side is pretty plain. The tools are located on the turret, shovel, pickaxe, and probably the other side, other tools. Let's see. Alright. And I'm right. Hammer, or sledgehammer, and an axe. And this side also has the exhaust, which is pretty cool. And the rear is pretty plain itself. It has a tow rope, tow hook, has a tent or some other stuff, tarp, and then it has the radiator fans or radiator for the air intake of the plane or tank, and then it has the shell eject hole for the back of the turret to eject the shell when the casement is done. Now, I like the AMX 12-ton. It's a pretty fun medium tank. Not my favorite. Not my favorite at all, but used right, it's pretty decent. It's a pretty sexy HD model tank, I have to say that. I really have to say that. So, that's it. Back to the garage. And here we are with the AMX 12-ton. And let's give it some winter camo so I can see all of its weathernation. Got some weathering down there, which looks nice. A little weathering here. A little around the hatch. A little around the driver's position. Other than that, it's pretty dull. Scratching down the side, a little weathering around the boxes. The rear of the vehicle looks pretty plain. The rear of the turret looks pretty plain. The area around the hole where the shells will eject is kind of worn. There's a little wear and tear by the shovel and pickaxe. Top of the turret, there's wear and tear around here. Around the commander's hatch, around the other hatch. So other than that, it's pretty dull. There's some weathering around the exhaust. Other than that, it's a pretty simple tank. Not much detail, but I do love the suspension. I do love it. Well, that's it for the 12-ton, and let's get a new one. And here we are, and this is the AMX AC Mile 46, and it's a French tank destroyer, as you can see, and I think it looks stunning. With all the detail they put on a French tank destroyer, it's kind of, Kind of surprising. And I love the French suspension. Look at that. Up, down, up, down, blah, 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 blah. Oh my god, I love it. Blah, 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 blah. So noisy, and I love noisy suspension. And like I said, I love it when suspension rides on the road wheels because it makes, for the most dramatic up, down, look at that. Blah, 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 blah. I love it. I love it today. Other than that, it's a nice looking tank. Well, nice and scary. Yeah, the hammerhead shark looks like it got bigger. Ah, that's not a good thing. It's a bad thing. The whole tank looks like it got bigger. From like the last time I played it, because I've been grinding the French tank destroyer line, and oh my gosh, this feels bigger. Like it's slower, it's wider, it's just sorry, but oh my gosh, it's just so funky. Well, here we go. Yes, gun is rifled. Test done. Let's check out the tracks. Nicely done. There is a tow rope on the front, or tow cable, a horn, 2 lights. I'm guessing that's the driver's hatch, or the driver sits right there, where the driver sits up here. The gunner is right there. A machine gun duder's there. This actually rotates, so I don't think it's the driver's position. I think the driver's right there, right next to the gun down below, which is really scary because you can't really see anything on the other side. Awesome. This thing turns so slow. I wish I got 100% crew, because that would make it better. But let's check out. Boop, there we go. Well, the road wheels look very nice, very German styled. The road wheel or drive sprocket does not match up with the holes. That's upsetting, but it is French. But that is upsetting still. I don't like it when it's not matching, so that's a failing grade on that. Shovel, pickaxe, a lot of spaced armor. That's a lot of spaced armor on the side. Not much, but it's still spaced armor, extra armor to put on. And antennae, so that's pretty cool. Tank is loaded with spaced armor, and I like that. I like that a lot. And for the rear of the tank, we got the, yeah, you can tell that it's not even matching up, which is a shame. Maybe they'll fix it, but I doubt it. You got the twin exhausts, which is very German style. You got some tail lights. Very plain German-esque deck of an engine. The back of the tank looks pretty normal. Got 2 hatches. The top is pretty small. Couple hatches on top with the view range and the machine gun. And then the other side is basically the same thing as the other side. A lot of spaced armor on the side of the main area, and then you got a sledgehammer and a axe. Excuse me. I played this tank. Wasn't my favorite because of the hammerhead shark on top of the tank. I just and they made it even bigger, but I don't know, if I had my 100% crew and it can actually feel like it actually is big. Because I probably don't even have this thing fully upgraded, which is upsetting. Because this is the test server. I am lazy like that. But back to the garage. And here we are with the AMX tank destroyer thingamabooble. And let's look at its winter camo. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of things going on. It's really weathered around here. Scratches over here, scratches up here. Little weather down on the lower plate, which is expected. Scratches here. You can't really see much because the spare track. Scratches down the side. The engine deck has a lot of wear and tear around the fuel tanks here and there, where the crew members would probably use these as like ladders and get on top. A lot of weathering around the viewport, the commander's hatch, I'm guessing. A lot of weathering around the machine gun port. A lot of weathering around here, where the crew would basically be either sitting, staying, weathering around the hatches. The rear end is weathered as well, around here and there, down below as well, here and there, which looks awesome. And scratching down the side, not really much. But it's pretty good detail, I gotta say. Pretty good. Well, that's it for this one. Next one is the British tank. The British Covenanter. Alright, there we go. And here we are with the Covenanter. British Tier 4 medium tank, I'm pretty sure. Could be a Tier 3. No, it's a Tier 4. So let's go look at its suspension. Ah! I love it. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I love the suspension. This is why I love suspension, or the tracks on the road wheels, because it adds most fluid dynamic track motion. And look at that. Over the bump. And ah! This is tank porn. This is legit tank porn. It is legitly not safe for work. Because this is fantastic. I love it. I love this. I love the suspension. I love the way the track moves. It's perfect. Look at that. Did you see that? I love it. I'm having a good time here if you couldn't tell. I love it so much. Well, let's look at this tank in a little bit more detail, shall we? Bumps, bumps. Oh, look at it. Almost ran my teammate. Now, I don't know really what the best gun on this. I think the Bofors was a best gun, but I don't know. Maybe not. And it does have rifling, so that's pretty good. Let's take out the frontal detail. The tracks are freaking nice. I like the track detail. Look at that. That is good detail. Well, the front has nice rivets. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be a light in there, but whatever. There's a light there, and there's a light on the other side. That's where the driver sits, right there. This is the engine. I'm pretty sure the engine's out front on this tank. I might be mistaken. But that's the front of the tank. Let's look at the side. Look at that. Look at the drive sprocket. Come on, zoom in. There we go. Look at that. Each teeth matches perfectly. That's awesome. The road wheels look fantastic, even though they're just a disc. I love it. I love it so much. I love the shape of it too. It's like arched. Higher in the middle, lower in each end. I love it. Okay, let's look at the back end. And nothing surprising. Got a paddle. Looks like a paddle. A shovel. Pickaxe. Some nice detailing. Pipe work. I don't know what it is. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see, you got an external fire extinguisher. You got the exhaust, which comes out on both sides, which I think is fantastic. You got a box on the back of the turret. Got some more boxes on the side. Got an antennae. And a light on top of the turret. So that's pretty cool. It's a pretty nice tank. I like this thing. I like it. I might buy it back on my main account. Because I played these British tanks wrong. I played it with the howitzer. So, do you see the track? Please, yes. Oh, I love it so much. I love it. I love it too much. But yeah, I played it wrong. I played it all with the howitzer all the way up until the Cromwell. Then I learned how to play it better, so yay. But I already screwed my experience. But I really would buy it back because they look at that. That right there is just fantastic. And back to the hangar or garage. before I go, I found out something that is very cool on the Covenanter, and that is the machine gun on the top of the turret depresses and elevates to the gun. I think that's fantastic. I think that's a good touch as well. And now we can go back to the garage. Sorry about that. And here we are with the Carvanenta. Let's look at it detailed in snow. Well, you got weathering here where you expect weathering to be. Weathering on the front side skirts. Got some weathering up here where the commander or driver would come up to sit in his little commander's bubble. The engine deck, I'm guessing this is the engine. Or something nicely weathered. The turret front weathered around, which is nice. There's not really much weathering. You got the lines that are weathered, but the side of the turret, the back, and the other side doesn't look really much. Well, you got weathering down there, which looks nice. You got weathering there and there. Scratches down the side, which is standard. Got weathering over here on the boxes, on the back. You got weathering in front of each exhaust, which is nice. And yeah, it's a very nice looking vehicle. I love the way the suspension works. I might have to buy my Carvon back just because the suspension. I love the suspension. I really do. Well, that's it for this, the Carvon. Covenanter. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. The Covenanter. And onwards to the last vehicle. So, yay. Now, here's a tank that I love. And it's the Vickers Medium Mark III. Why do I like this tank? It's because I got my first Mastery Badge Ace Tanker in this tank. I also think I got my first... No. I was going to say I think I got my first Top Gun, but I'm not 100% sure. But I do know this was my first Mastery Badge Ace Tanker. And as soon as I did that day, I'm never going to sell this tank, ever. So let's go over some trenches. Look at the suspension. Up and down. That suspension does not look right, but I can overlook it. It's upsetting that sometimes you have to cut corners to make suspension work, but it works, I guess. I go over a trench, but the way the metal looks, because look at that. It's a square, and then it's a triangle, and then it's back to a square, and then it's a weird freaking triangle. And it's not supposed to do that, but I can see why they'd have to do that, because they don't really want a... They want it to look good, but they also want it to function, I guess. So yeah, I can understand why they do it. Is it... it really... It buggers me in a way, but I can understand, because doing it correctly takes time, I guess. Well, let's look at it in more detail, closing up, and, you know, stuff like that. Oh, that's too close. Ah, crap. There we go, that's better. Well, on the front, you got a ladder to help get up on top, because this thing is a pretty tall tank. The track is fantastic. Look at that track link. I think it's gorgeous. Well, the front of it's not too pretty, but has a couple lights so I can see in the dark. Has a filler hatch for either oil or gas or hydraulic or fluid of something. The main cannon has rifling. I don't know what the size of these secondaries, but I thought they were like Vickers machine guns. They're not Vickers machine guns. No. No, they're not. Which is upsetting. Now, I do want to see what will happen if he raises and lowers his gun. I thought the machine gun next to the gun barrel will actually move up and down, but it don't, which is upsetting. But it could also be moving independently, which, works better, I guess. Let's look at the side. And there we go, the side. Well, you get the side shot of the turrets. This side sloped downwards. Then you get the drive sprocket, which at first look at it, I'd like, how does it drive? It doesn't have any holes, but it's like the Hellcat. It connects with the links in a way. I don't feel well. Ugh. But I shall persevere and keep going. Frontal idler wheel looks nice. The return rollers sloping downwards, which I adore. And that's basically it. Not too much detail on the side, and it's the same on the other side as well. So I'll just do the rear, and that'll be it for the video. Well, for the this part. Well, you get the drive sprocket. The rear of the tank isn't really that detailed. You get to the top, you got the engine deck. You lift those up and you'll see the engine or the radiators or something. You got the twin exhaust, which is cool. Then you get the upper topness. Back at the turret. Yeah, all in all, it's a favorite tank of mine. The suspension might not be the total realistic suspension that I was hoping for on this tank, but at least it works, and if you're not going over anything major, you won't really notice any major difference. But if you're going over like big giant bumps, then yeah, you're going to notice. Because going up here like this, yeah, I don't notice any difference. Like, it looks normal to me. But going over those trenches, you can really see the inaccuracy in the way that it works. But other than that, I give this a good solid thing, because it's one of my favorite tanks. I'm not going to just say no to it, so I'm a little biased. But back to the garage. And here's the last vehicle. It's the Vickers Mark III, one of my favorite vehicles because it's my first Mastery Badge 8th tanker, like I said in the video. Let's check out the winter camo. A lot of weathering down here, which you expect from bushes rubbing against it. A lot of weathering up here as well. I still want to know what those are. A lot of weathering around the commander's hatch. A lot of scratching down the side. Very dirty frame scratching. Some wear and tear from the gas tank. The rear end is a lot of scratching. A lot of paint maneuver by the exhaust. The engine deck, wear and tear here. A lot of wear and tear. This thing has seen a lot of wear and tear. Side of the turret got scratched. Front of the turret scratched. This side of the turret scratched. Wear and tear by the commander's hatch, meaning the commander popped out and moved around and stuff a lot from up there. A lot of scratching. A lot of scratching. A lot of weathering done to the top of this tank, which I like. I like the way it looks. Well, and there is going to be a bonus footage. So I'll put the bonus footage right now. And we're here in Stalingrad, and this is one thing that I didn't expect to see is a Centennial 1. It's a Australian tank, and I'm not sure if it's going to be in the tech tree, but I'm pretty sure this person, oh, he has a paw print. But I'm pretty sure this person's a super tester, I think. Because this tank isn't even HD yet, and if it was going to be in the tech tree as an premium, it will be HD. But this is not HD yet, so I'm pretty sure he's testing it. But I just wanted to show you guys quickly that the Centennial, which is a tank that you probably will never see, but you can see it only here. Yay. To be honest, it's not that pretty. It is not pretty at all. No. But that's all I wanted to show you, and back to the garage. But yeah, that's pretty cool. That's the first time I saw that tank. So yeah, other than that, that's it for this video, and I'll see you in another video. I hope there's going to be more 10.0 stuff to be shown to you guys, but if there's not, then this is it. I'm Ecology. Thank you so much for watching. Click the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in more videos. Bye bye. Bye bye. See ya.